Imagine being 10 years old and waking each morning knowing the sun is not for you. The fields, the games, the laughter of other children, they belong to a world you will never touch. Your world is darkness, dust, and the weight of stone pressing. From above, you do not play. You do not dream. You descend into the pits. The morning begins with silence broken only by your mother's whisper. She presses a crust of bread into your hand. Her fingers linger as though she wants to hold you back, but she cannot. Hunger is stronger than her arms. You chew the bread as you walk through the gray dawn. Smoke from chimneys clogs the sky. Colliery looms like a giant mouth, waiting to swallow you whole. Older men gather at the pit head, their coughs deep and wet. Overseers prowl with whips hanging at their belts. They shout names. One of them grabs your shoulder and shoves you forward. The cage waits. A wooden frame, iron chains, the smell of rust and damp. You step inside with the others. The gate slams. Chain rattles. Cage begins to descend. Light disappears. The pit swallows you in silence. The air cools, then grows damp. Water drips from beams slick with rot. Coal dust clings to your tongue. The cage halts with a shudder. The men spill in two. The tunnels, their lamps, swinging weak flames. You clutch your own tiny lamp. The flame so small it feels like a joke against the dark. Move, boy, the overseer growls. You move. The tunnel is narrow. You crouch, shoulders scraping stone. The roof is low enough that you crawl on your hands and knees, dragging your basket by a rope tied across your chest. The coal face gleams ahead, black against the lamplight. The older boy beside you swings his pick. Sparks jump.
Oh.
The strike echoes like thunder in the close air. Shards break loose, tumbling down. Your job is simpler. You gather piece by piece. You shovel coal into your basket. Each stone heavy, each edge cutting your palms. The dust burns your eyes, fills your nose, chokes every breath. You are small. That is why you are here. Only small bodies can crawl where men cannot. Only small lives can be spent this cheaply. Hours vanish. Time does not exist underground. The dark never changes. The air grows hotter, heavier. Sweat stings your eyes. You drag. The loaded basket down the tunnel. The rope bites into your shoulders. Your knees scrape until skin splits. Every inch is a battle. At last you reach the cart. Men tip your coal inside. They do not thank you. They do not notice you. You turn back for more. Somewhere deeper, wood cracks. A shout echoes. Dust rains from the ceiling. You freeze. Your heart pounds so loud it drowns the silence. But the overseer roars. Keep working. So you do. Because if you stop, the whip will find your back. By the time the shift ends, your arms hang like stone. Your chest burns. Coal dust cakes your skin until you are unrecognizable. The cage creaks upward. The chain groans. Slowly the light returns. Weak, gray, blinding after so much dark, you stumble out with the others, coughing black, spitting grit onto the ground. The sun stings your eyes. The air feels strange, almost unreal. But tomorrow, you will descend again. That night, you lie on your straw mat, too tired to eat, too tired to move. Your mother strokes your hair, whispers a prayer under her breath. Her voice trembles. You want to answer her, but your body is stone. Your eyes close, and you dream of tunnels collapsing, of lamps dying, of endless dark. At dawn, the horn will sound again. At dawn, you will rise. At dawn, the pit will claim you once more, because you are the boy miner, and the depths are waiting. The days blend together. You wake, you climb, you pull the rope. You listen to the sound roll across streets where no footsteps answered at first. You told yourself someone was listening, a priest, a widow, a child hidden behind a shutter. You told yourself the bell mattered, that the sound was hope. But hope fades faster than wax. Now, you ring because it is the only sound left. The tower becomes your world. Stone walls sweating with damp. Wooden stairs that groan with each step. Bronze bell looming above you like a god carved from metal. You speak sometimes, just to hear a voice. Your own voice startles you, thin and hoarse. You laugh once, but the sound echoes strange, hollow, like it belongs to someone else. At night, you dream of crowds below, faces upturned, listening to your bells. See your mother among them, her hands folded, her lips whispering prayers. You see friends you lost? You see the baker's daughter who once smiled at you in the square? In the dream, they are alive, but you always wake to silence. Food runs thin, your sack of bread is gone. The dried beans rot with mold, water drips from. Cracks in the stone, bitter but drinkable, hunger gnaws. You grow weaker. Your legs shake on the climb, your arms barely lift the rope. The bell grows heavier each day. One evening, storm clouds gather, lightning splits the sky. Thunder shakes the tower, rain lashes the windows, washing soot from the rooftops below. You ring anyway. The storm drowns the bell at first, but then the sound rises deeper, louder, defiant. Bronze thunders with the storm, answering the heavens. For a moment, you imagine the city alive again. People rushing to windows, faces turned upward, hearts lifted by the sound. For a moment, you feel you are not alone. But when the storm passes, only silence returns. You begin to speak to the bell, not as an object, but as a companion. You and I, you whisper, resting a hand on its cold flank. We are the last. The bell does not answer, but when it swings, when its sound booms into the empty night, you almost believe it speaks for both of you. The days stretch longer. Your body is wasting. Bones press through skin. Your cough deepens. At night, fever burns through you. You dream of shadows crawling the stairs, of voices calling your name from below. Sometimes you hear footsteps. You stagger to the window, straining for sight. The streets are empty. It's always empty. The mind invents what the heart cannot bear. One night you light your last candle. Its glow flickers weak against the dark. You climb the stairs slowly, each step a battle. At the top, you lean against the wall, staring at the bell. You realize you do not know how many days it has been. You realize you no longer care. You tie the rope around your wrist. You pull. The sound roars, shaking dust from the rafters. It echoes across the dead city, bouncing from wall to wall until even the silence seems to tremble. The bell swings again. The tower groans. Your chest seizes with pain, but you do not stop. You pull again and again until your arms give out, until your knees buckle, until you collapse beneath the bronze giant. The rope slipping from your hand, the bell swings once more. On its own, tolling a final time. The sound rolls across the city, deep and mournful, as though the bell itself knows. Then it fades. The tower falls silent. Weeks later, when strangers at last return, they will find the rope frayed, the candle long, burned down, and a body slumped in the dust. No name, no prayer. No one to remember the boy who rang the city's last song, but the bell will remain, hung silent in the tower, waiting for hands. That will never come. You are the forgotten bell ringer, and your life, like your bell, ends in silence. Imagine giving your last breath to remind a city it once lived, only to be buried by the very silence you fought against. Would you have kept ringing, or let the tower fall quiet long before? For more forgotten souls and haunting histories, subscribe to Refound Legacy.